Now let's imagine a customer comes to our web application and tries to contact to the admin or the team that is behind the application, and he inquires like, I didn't receive my newsletter email, or maybe he inquires or asks the problem like, I have not received my registration email, and you want to send the email to that specific user. How you can send that? Hmm. Maybe we can pass an argument with the user ID, and then we can catch that user ID, and based on that we can send the email to that user. Let's see how we can do that. That's a good option. So in Laravel you have the possibility to pass arguments from the commands, and then you can receive those arguments within the command. For an example, I want to send this newsletter to a certain user. Alright, all I can do, I can pass in the user here. Now this user will have the ID or the email. It's totally depend upon us, like what we want the users to give us, to what we want the person to give us the information. Mostly it will be like the user ID we will have. Now this will ask for the user ID, and then we can user ID, and then we can get their user ID by using the options or arguments method. Let's see how we can do that. Let me comment out this one, and I will say let's say for an example, user underscore ID equals to dollar this arguments or argument, and then inside the argument we will receive the user key like so. Now if I want to return the user ID, I should copy that information here, and let's say just rename this to user ID, and then change the variable name to user ID. Now how I can send the user ID from the command line? Let's open the terminal and let me clear everything. So PHP Artisan, and our command name we have the send newsletters, and then we can give the user ID like so, like 1. Now you see we have got the user ID of 1. Now this is basically the required argument. But if we do not pass the user ID, what we will get? It says not enough arguments, missing user. Alright, now we can also prompt the user for the missing arguments by implementing the missing prompt for missing arguments, prompt for missing input. Alright, now what this will do, if I try to run again, this will ask what is the user. How cool is that? Now this will obviously, because we are requiring the user here, we must have the user ID. Now if I say 1208, just for an example, this will say user ID 1208. What if I want that this user should be optional? How we can do that? We can just pass in this user question mark. And now if I try to run more time, PHP Artisan send newsletter, you will see this ran this time successfully without giving us any prompt or without giving us any error. This is how you can use this possibility or the take advantage of this feature and ask the person like what is the user ID to which you want to send the email. Either it could be a user ID or it could be an email address. It's totally up to the scenario that you make. So that's how we use the arguments in our commands. That's about it, and I will see you in the next one.